Hello, this is KRooney, and today we're going to discuss Module 3, Student Motivation. Reward them and they will grow. Is this true or is this not true? Everyone's motivated by something internal, and as coaches, teachers, motivators, we have to care enough about each student to ask them or to get to know them to find out what that motivation is. And to me, it's one of those deals where that comes through just experience, whether it be corporate world, whether it be the educational world, whether it be just life in general. Experience includes the failures and successes of trying to motivate people and trying to find out what motivates each person and how to motivate, how to motivate an entire team or group to want to end up at the same result, but kind of doing it their own way at the same time. Similar to when I started a woodworking project with my Tech 3 class in middle school, I always show them the end result, and they light up. Oh my gosh, I get to make that. Oh my goodness, hey, my uncle, my grandpa used to make those, or hey, my dad used to make those all the time. I can't wait to show them. And so to me, they get intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. They want to do it for themselves, for pride, but they also want to do it to show off to their classmates, themselves, or myself, and the people at home who love them and care about them. And that's fun to me to see them go through that entire process. More in the corporate world, kind of if you pay them more commission, they'll sell more. I've been in several, I can't count the number of times, sales meetings where different sales managers will introduce a new promotion or a new commission-based program, and they'll always say, hey, look, by the end of this quarter, when we get finished talking, you have a chance to win or earn $50,000 bonus. Well, everybody immediately just shuts down and starts thinking 50,000. Well, oh my God, 50,000. What can I do with $50,000? Instead of listening and understanding the journey, they just look at the end of the road. Well, I need that $50,000. I don't care what I have to do. And to me, they don't understand the why behind it. They don't grow their relationships. They don't build that customer base. They don't build that trust and respect, and they don't get new customers to come on board with them. And usually their turnover with their current customers is very high because they're just in and out, just trying to make sales. Let's just write a PO and be done. Write a PO and be done. And that's not the right way to do it. Advantage or disadvantage to intrinsic learners. To me, you have to break through the exterior to get to the interior, and I've learned that quite a bit now. I have 3 computer classes: digital media, graphic design, and intro to coding. And most of those students inherently are, some are introverts, some are just quiet, some are shy, some are just, they feel like they're so different that they don't want to talk in front of other people. So I've had to learn multiple different ways to help them kind of come out of their shells and really try to figure out, I do dangle some of those carrots in front of them to see if someone will go after it or if they won't. Most of the class will not. So it's been a learning event or learning situation for me to figure out, how do I pull that out of them? How do I get to know them? How do I get them to talk to me? Why other students will, these students won't. And part of it's because they don't know me, and part of it's their comfort level. So just building that safe, comfortable environment. I'm starting to break through with a few of them, and it's exciting because they're starting to see kind of my vision. I'm starting to see their vision, and I'm giving them a little bit more autonomy to help me create some of the projects we work on, because some of these students are so far out there with their ideology and how they want to do things, and it's not wrong. It's actually interesting for me to hear how they talk. Hertzberg, heard about this a lot through corporate. I believe a lot of it is, to me, find something you love and call it work. Is the basis for a lot of this, in my opinion. And if you sit down and do a risk reward, are you unhappy enough to say, man, these things are bugging me enough, I want to leave, or these things are bugging me enough that I'm going to go try to fix them? And to me, that's kind of the basis, in my opinion, of Hertzberg's. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Done this again in the corporate world for a long time, and I've always liked Maslow's hierarchy of needs because it made sense to me. You got to breathe, you got to eat, you got to feel safe, you got to love and belonging, your esteem, self-actualization. As long as you're again, that safe, comfortable environment you built for yourself and you can grow from there, everything's going to be awesome. And we've gone through corporate, done a little bit in school, looking at it just at my own schooling. But I do like Maslow's hierarchy of needs because, again, it's just a basic, to me, very common sense flow. Then, this is the first time I've actually heard of the ERG theory, existence, relatedness, and growth. The only, and again, this is just me, the only hiccup I have with it is I would put growth first, because to me you have to like, love, and respect yourself before anybody else will. But however, the one thing I really like about this that's updated in my opinion, and the key to, is that in this theory you can satisfy all levels at one time. You can do them backwards or forwards, and unlike in Maslow's, you had to follow in order. Well, to me in life today, it doesn't. Life is too crazy these days and too unpredictable, and change has become the new norm. To where I like the ERG, because sometimes I'm going to grow, and then I'm going to relate. I'm always going to exist. You know, that's got to be the basis of it. But sometimes you look at students, and the existence part is a struggle for them because they don't know where that next meal's coming from. They don't know if they got heat on during the winter. You got to look at different things. So I like the ERG updated model a lot. Educational implications. Our school allows students to take a class more than one time if the teacher record is new. Well, one of the classes, graphic design, I'm the third teacher in 3 years, and I have a young lady, we'll call her student K, who has taken the class all 3 years. And I got her this time, and she's a good kid. She's not a troublemaker by any means. She's kind of quiet, like I talked about earlier. She's reserved, but she's also very good at what she does, and she has a passion for graphic design. So I kind of saw that and tapped into it, and then came and talked to her. I said, hey, look, you're a senior. You've taken this class. You're obviously very good at this class. How about you help me help the rest of the class, and kind of be my teacher's aide? And she lit up and was like, oh my goodness, seriously? I was like, yeah. I said, look, there's no reason for you to continue doing the same projects. So during the class, we will create different projects for her, and she will help me also. And her mom, who obviously works at the school, told our principal, Mr. Rooney's the first teacher that understands her. Because a lot of people are like, oh, you've taken this 2 or 3 times. Well, yeah, whatever. You're just not going to do anything. Well, she wouldn't. She would work on things, but she would do things so above everybody else that you almost had to put her in a different class by herself. Well, I allow her to still do those things and work on projects, but I also let her help me and help the students. How can a teacher increase motivation? Man, believe in the students. Be honest with yourself. Find out the why they get up every day, just like you need to understand your why you get up every day. Be inclusive. I'm trying to do that now with being more inclusive of students who aren't an extrovert like myself, or walk in a room and say hi to everybody. They kind of walk in a room and sit in their seat and be quiet. Be confident in front of your students. Getting to know each student and know about them and what makes them want to come every day. And, and part of it is I look at it as, I talked to some kids the other day, and they're like, yeah, Mr. Rooney, I don't want to do this because it's school. And I was like, well, what do you mean it's school? They don't like the fact that they're told what to do all the time. So that's why I've tried to go back and review some of my teaching strategies to say, okay, I'm going to give them a little autonomy to say, how would you work on this project? Here's my idea. How can we make it our idea? And they're starting to come through with that a little bit, because they just look at it as, well, I don't want to go do this because school told me to. I said, well, would you do it outside of school? Well, yeah, probably. I said, okay, well, let's just think about you doing this outside of school, but kind of hone it in and put some parameters around it. I really enjoyed this lesson. It taught me more and kind of made me realize also the fact that I've been doing a lot of this through coaching and corporate world and management and being a leader for several years, but I've learned a lot more about it and how I can transition a lot of my experience to the classroom, and also just continue to learn and grow from it. Look forward to it, to the growing and the changes and the learning that I have to do. I hope you have a great one, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.